Welcome to Corner Fine Art. Today is a great day. I'm going to be giving you a tour of my plants. I brought them inside a few months ago at the end of last fall. So I wanted to show you around so that you can see how they have survived and done very well. I have them set up in a room in my house, and I have the plant light right here to just keep them warm and have them have a little bit of a source of light, because indoors we don't get a lot of sunlight. So they're definitely doing very well. So let's get started, and I'm excited to show you. So here's a view of the location where they are. They are near a window. You can see the beautiful view out there of the mountains and some of my little toys. So here is where they are, and they are all in this little corner of the room, because I only have the one light source, the plant light. So I want to make sure all of them get enough of light that they're alive for the entire winter, and part of the spring as well, early spring, because here we get some frost in April, so I have to take them out when I'm sure that there's not going to be any more frost. And they get a little bit of the natural sunlight from the window here, at least a little bit. And as you can see, they are all doing very well. So let me give you a closer look. I have my euphorbia here. They're all actually euphorbias right here. This is a ripsalis that actually just finished blooming. It has a lot of blooms up here that are spent, but down here it's in full bloom. So it's really beautiful. This is the first time that it has had this many blooms, because a few months ago, before I brought it in, it did have a few blooms, but nothing like this. Let's look at those beautiful flowers. They're just dainty, white, beautiful, and it has grown a lot since I got this plant a few years ago. So I'm very happy with it, and it obviously is happy here, and it doesn't need a lot of dirt. As you can see, it's in a smaller pot. Euphorbia amelia here, blooming in some of the branches. This one is spent, but it overall is doing very well. I have some burrow's tail here, which is doing beautifully. There's definitely some new growth right here. Some echeveria, which isn't doing very well. You know, it's stretched, obviously, because it doesn't have enough light, but I always enjoy beheading those when spring comes around and transplanting them again. And I did that last year. You can see some of those videos on my channel as well. Down here I have a variety of plants. Mother of Thousands back there, which has stretched a little bit. I have some Thanksgiving cactus with another Mother of Thousands there, Draconia, I believe. I forget the name of that one, but it's with the red flower that looks almost plastic. That's a cutting from a bigger plant from a friend. Have another Euphorbia amelia here, which is a yellow pink color, and that one is doing okay. It has some new growth, but it has a lot of dry leaves because I haven't been watering it enough for it to sustain a lot of leaves. And usually in the winter time I do that because I am afraid of overwatering them. Here's another euphorbia, which is doing really beautiful. It's a stick on fire as well as that one. And down here I have another plant that I bought some time ago, and it just wasn't doing very well. It was really stretched, so I cut these out. These are the tops of that one. So I'm rooting them in a new pot to see what works, but it just wasn't doing anything, so I cut it out to see if it would spring up some new growth. We'll see what happens to it. Here is a bleeding heart, which also, you know, this is an indoor plant, but is doing very well. It's alive, and it actually threw a bloom last month, so that made me really happy to have flowers in here during the winter. Here I have some more echeveria that my friend gave me. Here I have, this is a shade plant, so it's doing very well inside. It also has thrown out blooms, as you can see. It has one right now. So this one is doing very well, and once I take it back inside, I think it will get a lot fuller. I have some spotted begonia here. These are beautiful. I have another kind of begonia down there, and I have some photos in here. This one just has new growth. All these leaves are new, so it's doing very well. It was actually back there, but it wasn't doing so well, so I brought it out for a little bit more light. Back there I have a snake plant, which is doing okay. And I just noticed that that pot doesn't have a hole, so I've been trying not to water it too much. Here I have another spotted leaf plant, which I'm not sure the name of. Maybe some type of peperomia. I have a lot of different ones in here. Here, these are all the same kind of plant. I think they're like called Midnight Lady. They have a beautiful bloom that lasts, I believe, just for one night. Very magical. One of them bloomed for me last year. The bloom was red and it was really beautiful. Here in the middle section, let me show you. This one is a new addition. It's a string of turtles. It is planted in moss, and it has grown since I got it, but also some of the leaves are dead as well. I think overall it's doing pretty well, but I really loved how it looked, so I had to get it for my collection, even though I'm trying to slow down on buying plants. I have some cactus babies here that I got from this big cactus, and it already has some more babies. I have a blazing star that has also some babies in there that I will separate. I have another cactus back there, some zebra plant, more cuttings from different plants, kalanchoe and sticks on fire, and also a ripsalis. I have some more cuttings back there of Christmas cactus, so a lot, and I think also like a zigzag euphorbia right there. So a lot of good things. Another small cactus right there. This one I thought it was dead at some point, but it actually survived. So I was really happy with that, and I transplanted it to that pot, and since it's been growing pretty well. Up here I have some taller plants, bigger plants. Here I have this beauty. It's doing so beautifully. And I know the name of this plant, but I always forget it for some reason. Oh, it's Hoya. Yes, so this beautiful vine Hoya. It's really long all the way to the bottom, and right here as well. So there's two kinds in here. There's the variegated one, which is doing beautifully, and then there's just the green with edges right there, and there's a completely green one. So a few different versions in there. It's one of my favorites, and it hasn't flowered for me, but I'm hopeful that maybe this year it will, because last year I think it threw out a shoot for a flower, but it didn't quite make it. So I'm very excited to see how it progresses this year. And I've had this plant, well, the main plant, for a few years, probably 4 years. This one probably like 2 or 3. I have some more echeveria here and some more burro's tail, similar to that, just combined in a pot with this aloe, this zebra aloe. I think a zebra aloe. It might be a little bit different actually, now that I look at it, because it's more of a spotted aloe. But I just think it's beautiful. It might also be a Haworthia. I'm not sure. It's the same as that one back there. That one is just a cutting. And this year, I think I will put the burro's tail together with the burro's tail, and the aloe together with the aloe, and the echeveria together, kind of like I did with this. I put together a bunch of echeveria cuttings, and I always behead them and pop them back in there. So I might do that this year. I'm not sure, but I will definitely repot them so they can keep growing. The burro's tail is doing so well, so beautiful. It has grown a lot since I got it, because I probably got a cutting like this short, and then it has definitely multiplied. I have another climbing Jew here. It's a different color than the one I'm gonna show you in a little bit. This one is the variegated version, and it has flowers on here, so I just think it's a beautiful pop color, and it's so long. It goes all the way to the floor, and it has some other blooms here and there. So I'm very happy with this plant. Even though it has some dry, it has a lot of new growth, so I know it's doing well. I have another Euphorbia millii here, red. This plant, it's bigger and taller than the other ones, and the leaves are way bigger, and it's doing very well. It has flowered since I got it. I got it as a gift. And then I have a tall senecio. And this plant, it looks like it's leggy, but it's just the way that plant, a specific plant, grows, and it's a type of kalanchoe. And I think this year I might work on some labels for my plants, just to try to learn some of the names of some of the plants that I'm not very familiar with, like the senecio. But other than that, I have a couple more here. Have some, this one is a kalanchoe, and it's kind of dusty because it uses it to protect it from the light. I have another one of those, I'm trying to think what the name of it is, but I really forget. But this one is really long. It goes all the way to the floor. And back here I have a pothos. So the pothos is doing very well. It hasn't grown a lot. I think it might have to do with some of the lighting in here. This one has been inside the whole year, because I took it outside and it didn't do well at all, and I was afraid it was gonna die. So I brought it back in because of that. But here is a more zoomed out look. Some of my plants. I'm really happy with the way that they're doing. for sure. So now let me show you some of the plants that I have in another part of the house. So these are the plants that I have near my back door, and they have pretty good access to sunlight right here because this side faces the southwest, so they get a lot of warmth. And this shelf I got for the holidays, and it was a pain to put together, but I think it really helps to consolidate my plants and do more of a vertical arrangement with all the pots on top of each other. As you can see, my peace lily has a bloom coming out. I've had this peace lily for maybe 3 to 4 years, and it has always bloomed for me. When one of the blooms is gone, a new one comes out. And I placed my white crown of thorns out here just to give it a little bit more sunlight. And down here I have just different house plants. I'm not sure the name of this one. I was never able to identify it. It's never flowered or anything. And I got this from a friend who didn't know what it was either. But it has beautiful green leaves, and it has done very well in shade. I usually keep it indoors throughout the year. This one is a new plant that I got for free. It's a kalinshoi. The blooms, I don't think they're gonna open up because it was kind of neglected, and I transferred it to a little bit of a larger pot. The pot was really small and root bound. Now we move down. This is a Christmas cactus in this Talavera cat pot. So this Christmas cactus is doing pretty well, has had a lot of growth. I try not to overwater it because sometimes it's easy to overwater. Down here, this is a gardenia that I grew from some branches that I cut from a large bush. It rooted pretty well, so I transferred it to dirt. And I can't wait to take it outside when it gets warmer, so it has a lot of new growth. Have some type of philodendron here, I believe. It's in water right now. I haven't transferred it. I will very soon because, as you can see, it has a lot of roots already. And I think the leaves are doing pretty well. No new leaves right now. Then I have a spider plant right here, and as you can see, I have done some cleaning of dead leaves, but there are some new dead leaves here. And whenever I have my plants inside, I always try to not overwater them. I rather underwater than overwater because the plant will let me know if it's underwatered. However, if it's overwatered, it will rot very quickly, and sometimes they're not able to be saved, so I rather underwater. And this one is in bloom right now. There has a big stem with some blooms, and I usually, when they're spent, I just cut them off. And it also has a baby growing back here. So this one has been doing pretty well, and my sister painted this pot for me with some flowers. And then on the side here I have another vine. I believe is also a philodendron vine, and it's I've attached it to the shelf, so it has been growing up, and it has a new branch coming up. Very happy with that. It is in a small terracotta pot, so I might consider repotting it pretty soon. Has some little rocks and shells in here. Now back here I have a finca, and this is a sun plant, so it's not looking its greatest right now because it's inside and it doesn't get a lot of sun, even though it's by the door. But it's doing pretty well for being indoors for as long as it has been. Here I have some climbing Jew in purple. I think it's very beautiful. This plant has been doing very well, and it has a lot of dry leaves, but it's normally a shade plant, so it doesn't need a lot of sun. So I think this spot is really good for it. And I actually cleaned off a lot of the dead leaves a couple days ago, but there's still some on the other side that I didn't get. So here on the side I have another plant that I got from my sister. This one, I looked it up but I forgot the name of it, and I think it doesn't need water because the dirt is wet. It might need a little more sunlight. I'm not sure. It's kind of pale. So I'll have to just work and see if I can get it to do better. It was also in water rooting, and I transplanted it to dirt recently. So even the stem right here seems like it's dying actually, because it's very soft and bendy. So I'll have to work on this one a little bit. Here I have some cuttings that I got from a friend of Thanksgiving cactus. It developed a little bloom. I don't think it's gonna open. Back here I have another type of cactus that grows more in branches, branch-like. You can see it's long and a hanging type of cactus. And then if I go up here, I have another cactus, another Thanksgiving or Christmas cactus. This one I believe is white. I have a cutting of a peace lily that I got from the original plant, and I've actually gave away a bigger plant, but this is a cutting from this plant and it's doing very well. It has a lot of new growth. Up here I have this beautiful jade plant, which my mom got for me, and it's in this huge terracotta pot, and it's just doing beautifully. I think it is stretching a little bit right here because it doesn't get a lot of sunlight in this spot, but I think it's the sunniest spot in the house to have the plants indoors while it's cold. So I think it's a good spot for now. And here on the side I have my ponytail palm tree, which is doing beautifully. I think I transplanted it into a huge talavera pot, and it has grown since a lot. All of this is new growth. It's shooting up, so I'm very happy with that. So here's another quick look of the shelf. Have my watering cans right here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed my planned tour for the winter, and I will definitely be posting other update videos in the future, especially when I take my plants outdoors in the springtime. And I will also be posting more art videos. So if you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one.